Hey guys, Moon Elf again. I just wanted to talk to you about a really interesting theory that's kind of followed me my entire life, and that's the idea of original thought. And original thought basically means that you have come up with something brand new in your mind. And people think, or at least the idea is that many people don't have original thought. At least you don't even have a single original thought their entire life, and that we're just an aggregate of all of our experiences, all the stories we've been told, all of the hamburgers we've eaten, everything that we've seen in our life or heard from other people or felt. We are just an aggregate of that. And the most beautiful things in life are when we have this original thought. And a great example of that is in art. I think Van Gogh or Pablo Picasso are really good examples of original thought, at least in art. Someone can have a thought or an experience or have an original thought in a country or a place that far away from you. And if you haven't experienced it, then it is still original thought when you have experienced it that first time. And I think what makes a really great game, I mean, we're circling everything back into gaming here, are those moments where you feel original thought in the video game. And a great example of that, or as close as possible to original thought as you can physically feel it. And as I was saying, the best example I have of that is probably Elden Ring. There are plenty of points in that game, at least for me, someone who has not played a Souls game before, of original thought. And I think it really comes from the story. I think the story displays a lot of original thought. You have the two fingers. You have those women who are like sitting around everywhere, and they're like, "Yes, let me touch your hands." You know, that's a story I haven't really been told before. It's something original. Maybe it's not to the point of original thought, but it's getting very close to that point. Some examples of non-original thought in the game are how some of the bosses have like a million hands and 10 swords and this kind of stuff. I think that's something we've seen before, but it's not really about that, is it? I mean, it's mostly about the ambiance and the display of the background when you're riding through. It's that is original thought to me, at least, or the experience that I've had while I was riding through. A lot of the monsters, they're not undead; they're kind of in between, in the middle. Those are things I haven't experienced before, and show me kind of deep down that they have put a lot of time into this, or the people who have put time into this have tried to be as creative and different as they possibly can be. And I love that. I think that's really great. And I think all games should strive to go as far as possible or reach as far as possible into this, into the bag of ideas to find something original. I think the best example of a game that does not follow original thought, and I apologize for people who play this game, and I don't mean to bash your game, but Lost Ark is a great example of unoriginal thought. Everything in there is basically just, at least from what I've seen in the story, is like a linear, it's a line as close to the if you had a moving average, or if you had an average of all the video games in the world, Lost Ark is smacked right down in the middle of those games, as in it follows I don't want to say normie because I don't want to be mean to anyone, but it just follows the most linear progression cycle of any game that could possibly go on. I mean, the story is straightforward. You're following someone who then backstabs you, and then you keep going. The hero comes in and saves you in the last moment almost every single time. Even the gear progression is just linear for the most part. You're just upgrading gear. Of course, it gets more difficult to upgrade the gear over and again. But that is not original thought. That is the definition of just an aggregate of everything else in gaming. And again, I don't mean to be mean, but that's just the way it is. I just wanted to share with you guys really my opinion. I wanted to share with you guys that theory of original thought. I think it's really important for people to have in their head, or at least to understand, to at least recognize those moments that you hopefully have had some original thought. I'm always trying to find it. It's a really fun thing to kind of search for, at least your whole life, or try and like sit down in your chair and squint your eyes really hard and make your brain hurt and try and squeeze out something original. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to talk to you guys about that theory, and hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you soon.